Left, they're going to stage a little further back up pit road, so they'll get a better launch. Moving fastest car in round one, Austin Dillon's car, into position, and that of second fastest Chase Elliott. An epic 3 versus 24 battle. Check your NASCAR history, folks. You want to go as fast as you can at Talladega, but it's all about the brakes. No treble. In other words, even after your qualifying run, the drivers are. He is the fastest Ford in qualifying.
Yeah. You hit that coming off turn 4, and it just slows you down ever so slightly.
So it's down to the 3 and the 24. In case you didn't have your copy of Greg Fielden's great multi-volume history of NASCAR, we dug it up for you. The 24 has 5 Talladega poles, all by Jeff Gordon. The number 3 has 3 Talladega poles, all by Dale Earnhardt. 8 Talladega poles combined for the last 2 car numbers to run. The 24, now Chase Elliott, and the 3, now Austin Dillon.
Just think about what these guys are going to do. This is the future of our sport. Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon, these are young guys that are going to be in this sport for a long time.
He's putting a great lap together right here. And, you know, he said it best, that the team puts so much into these race cars.
Junior just going to shake his head here in just a second. Just a second.
Yeah, he didn't slow down the front straightaway.
Yeah. First trip to Talladega in a Sprint Cup car for the second generation driver, Chase Elliott, 49.70. And that knocks Dale Earnhardt off the pole by almost a 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, the only car that's going to be able to compete is a 3. He ran a 69 in that first go-round. We'll see what he got.
If he
this car, 3 cars, losing a little speed off the floor.
This 24 car did this exact same thing in Daytona. They've done it many times here before. It's amazing how they pick up in round 2 where some of the others don't.
There you go.
Austin Dillon, second by 6/100ths of a second. Chase Elliott has won the pole for the Geico 500.
You can use the brakes now, Chase.
Right.
I think about Daytona when the 24 car won the pole at Daytona and Jeff was up there with us.
Yep.
He looked over me almost with a tear in his eyes. Well, I guess it wasn't the driver.
The difference, Austin Dillon lost a 1/10 of a second from round 1 to 2. Chase Elliott picked up 6/100ths of a second from round 1 to round 2. Chase Elliott, rookie driver in his first trip to Talladega in a Sprint Cup car, has won the pole. He's the 39th driver to win a pole at the world's fastest speedway. And he will share the front row with third generation NASCAR star Austin Dillon. Here's Matt Yoakum.
Mike, nearly 3 decades apart, but it only seems fitting that an Elliott on April 30th is on the pole at Talladega. Second straight restrictor plate pole. Great effort by you and especially this team.
Yeah, man, that's a really cool stat. You just told me Dad's sitting on the pole this day 30 years ago. So that's really special. This is definitely a special place for him, and cool to get done today. You know, like you said, that this is a team effort, and those guys, everybody at the 524 shop in particular, everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, the Hendrick Engine Department, and obviously Napa Auto Parts for the opportunity, and our partners. But man, this is cool. Those guys do such a good job, and you know, as I said in Daytona, this had nothing to do with me. This is the car that we had, same car we had in Daytona, and they brought another fast one here.
Talking about Daytona, what did you learn there, especially working with your spotter Eddie DeHunt, about focusing on most here at Talladega to get a stellar performance?
Well, obviously I have a lot to learn. You know, the race last time in Daytona didn't go so good, so hopefully for me to try to take what I learned and try to cut down those dumb mistakes that I made in the Daytona 500 this year and try to just be smarter. We have a great pit box, which I think is big here for pit road and getting that track position that's so important at the end of the day. So the first thing is making it to the end, and obviously I didn't do a very good job of that in February. So I think that's our first goal, is try to get to the end of the race, and if we can get there, just try to be smart. Eddie's been doing a really good job, and we've gotten to know each other a lot better throughout the year. So we're excited. This is cool. This is all our team guys go. This is a team effort, and certainly they did a good job.
Good luck tomorrow. Vince? Austin.
Chase Elliott enjoys the fruits of winning the pole for tomorrow's race. Now let's hear from the first of the Penske drivers in tomorrow's race. Matt? Now in victory lane, let me correct that Chase Elliott is not celebrating the Coors Light Bowl because he is 20 years old. He is holding the 21 means 21 flag. As in most states, that is the legal drinking age. Nonetheless, he's getting ready to start on the pole tomorrow in the Geico 500.
And the twilight's lights gleaming.
Hamlin 2-hour show now. Denny, is it true that as a kid you also wrote a note one day about calling an Xfinity race with Adam Alexander and Michael Waltrip?
Gotta be, right?
It's gotta be. Two of the best in the business right here in the Fox booth.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're here. And I'm thinking about this. Last couple of weeks, short track racing in the Xfinity Series. But today we're at Talladega. Big, fast, wide open. How do you adjust as a driver?
It's different for sure. You know, normally these drivers, they got to get up on the wheel and really focus on those restarts. And then once you get single file, you kind of settle in, you work on a rhythm. There's no rhythm to be had at this racetrack. You have to stay focused for every mile of this race. You're mentally exhausted by the time this race is over. So for these young, inexperienced drivers, it's going to be something they've never seen before.
I just think you have to think about Chase Elliott. He's on the pole for the Cup race. He's going to the rear for the Xfinity race. 26 of the last 27 races have been won from the top 10. Don't think Chase Elliott can't come from the back and win here. Another guy that's going to be strong, Joey Logano. He's not up front either.
You know who won that race that didn't start in the top 10? That would be Chase Elliott. Started 19th at Daytona. The only other plate race this year. Don't worry. The 88, it's coming to the front. Freeze the field.
I'm telling you, we haven't seen the last of this outside line. They're going to make a run. Here we are, coming to the white.
1 lap to go. Logano out front.
You remember Elliott Sadler was right there trying to win at Daytona. He finds himself in that position here at Talladega as well.
Here comes Brendan Poole. He's going to have a huge run. He's to the outside of the 1 of Elliott Sadler. Is he going to get the push from the 51? Is the 1? Oh, this is going to hurt the 22. Here comes the 48.
Sadler down below the line, slides back up in front of his teammate Justin Allgaier.
He got out there. He got out there. Staying with the 1. It's okay.
The 48 has got to stay close, tight to the 22 here to have a chance.
Bounce you out. You're clear. Stay in like that. Stay in like that. The 1 bounce you out. Now watch him.
How did Elliott Sadler get back on the road and not lose any ground? He's going to have a chance to win this race.
If he pulls high.
Joey Logano gets turned. Elliott Sadler drives through. They're crashing big time at the line. Brendan Poole, first career win at Talladega.
How about that for Brendan Poole? And a big hit from Blake.
Huge crash. Joey Logano with damage. The same for Blake Cook. Wow.
Oh, what a finish.
The 22 just went to block the 1 a little too much, lost control. Just chaos coming to the start finish line.
Watch this move Elliott Sadler makes. He does everything perfectly. He goes high, he fakes high. That's where Logano goes. He loses control of his car.
Yeah, you cannot blame that on Elliott Sadler. No doubt. He went to go high, the 22 blocked, so he changed it, and he says, all right, I'm going to go low. And it just pulled the air off the 22 right there. The 22 wrecked.
Third first-time winner we've had in the history of Talladega Superspeedway in the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
What a great job by Elliott Sadler. Crashed on the back straightaway, but yet vying for the win on the front. Just gets pushed low and can't keep his momentum up to win the race.
How about Jeremy Clements with a 3rd place finish? Great run for that team.
And Justin Allgaier, so close to victory last week at Richmond, and then again this Saturday afternoon in Alabama. Such a shame for Blake Cook. He just was in a position there was nowhere for him to go.
See Allgaier, it looked like he was just dirt tracking it, sliding up the racetrack into Poole.
Drivers meeting that they use every piece of evidence that they go off of loop data, they'll go off of video and everything. So they have a lot that's going to transpire here.
There's the caution. Here's Elliott Sadler. Watch for the caution light to come on. Elliott Sadler wins it at Talladega.
Unbelievable.
How about that?
The birthday boy, Mike.
Wow, that is so special.
You love it for him. You hate it for Brendan Poole.
The pace car beginning to roll slowly, and here comes the field behind it. hoping to get this green and get as many of the 188 laps completed as possible. 94 laps is halfway. That's the magic number. If we get past that, the race will be official. Let's have a look at the Geico starting grid for today's Geico 500. Chase Elliott won the pole at Daytona and backed it up with a pole win here against Austin Dillon, second front row start of 2016. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a 6-time Talladega winner. Matt Kenseth won here in the fall of 20. Let's have a look at today's Ford Performance Track Facts. Bill Elliott, 29 years to the day of his son winning the pole for today's race. Bill set NASCAR's all-time qualifying record in a Ford Thunderbird here, 212.809 miles per hour. And Talladega is where Davey Allison, the great Alabama gang, won his first career Sprint Cup race. The longest straightaways, the steepest banking, the fastest track in NASCAR. But unlike its sister track at Daytona, the Talladega start-finish line is not in the middle of this big looping tri-oval at what would be the center of pit road. It's all the way down past the pit exit, all the way down toward turn 1, and that makes for some really different finishes.
It does. Every time we come here, it's a game changer. Flags in the air. We're going racing, folks. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Boy, big gap opened up by the 24, and the 3 was able to sneak in between him and the 88. But now here comes a big push from the 20 on the outside of Matt Kenseth.
And the 3 is going to get caught in the middle.
In the sucker hole already. I mean, that was just, should have stayed with the 24.
Well,
that's just a rookie. I think that's a rookie mistake.
I don't know if anybody's going to go with Matt Kenseth out there. They're thinking about it.
I think the 3 should have just stayed where he was. I know it. He thought the 20 had a run on him, but he should have stayed where he was.
20 comes down to side draft off the 3. Matt Kenseth trying to make something happen in that yellow Toyota on the outside as Chase Elliott leads the first lap.
You know what I love? We didn't even make a lap, and they were 3 wide. Half a lap.
Just like Daytona, Chase Elliott on the pole leads lap 1.
Yeah, I think he was really hoping, Larry, to get both of his teammates, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson, lined up behind him so they could get in line and take off and control this race, but that's not exactly.
And take a look at what happens to that piece of debris.
Yeah,
there it went.
Trouble. Caution
Junior.
flag, Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings out the first caution of the day.
Just stay there as low as you can there, buddy. You okay?
Was that a left?
Getting some damage. That's his white and green car up at the top of the screen behind Danica Patrick. And there's where DiBenedetto got hit and knocked into the wall.
When was the last time we saw cars losing it by themselves? We see it every once in a while at Daytona, and we certainly saw.
Fox drivers were aggressive. Dale Earnhardt Jr. involved in a 4-car wreck. You've had just 6 different winners as you look at the race to get to the chase. The final 10 races of the season, 16 advance, and you win, you get in. With Kyle, Carl, Jimmy, Brad Keselowski, and there's Harvick and Hamlin each with a win. Meanwhile, the pole sitter, the rookie 20-year-old Chase Elliott, led the first 13 laps, somehow survived. He's standing by with Matt Yoakum.
What an impressive day for Chase Elliott from the pole, finishing 4th. How did you need to have that final lap develop differently so you can make a better move?
That's a good question. I don't know, man. I thought we were pretty lucky to get where we got to. I didn't do a very good job those prior 2 restarts. Never really got in a really good spot, but guys brought a really fast Napa Chevy and had a great qualifying effort. Obviously, really proud of that. But you know, we tried there at the end, just didn't have enough momentum to get those guys.
You wanted to learn off of Daytona. What stood out to you most today about your education with stricter plate racing with the Cup car?
Just trying to finish. I mean, you can't have a good day unless you finish. So I think it was just trying to focus in on that a little bit. Obviously, it got really wild, and for us, we tried to keep that in mind and just try to make it at the end.
Thanks, Chase.
Thanks.
Family remembering former team owner Steve Turner, who passed away.
Of these 122 laps. Chase Elliott, while we were away, had a brush with the wall. We thought he might have just cut the corner of the rear bumper, but it looks a little more serious than that.
Well, it was very similar to what the 19 of Carl Edwards did several laps back. I think it's slightly less damage than what we saw in the 19, so I think he's going to be okay. He was running 10th at the time, but he's definitely dropped a little bit since then.
Yeah, it didn't rub the lettering off the tires, and that's a pretty good indication of how hard you get into the wall. So pretty minor look like damage on the 24 car.
Now, he was 10th at the time. He has slid to 19th. But, Larry, on these super speedways, having a flat tire doesn't necessarily mean all the way flat, does it?
Yeah, this exit to turn 2 is very difficult. In traffic, if cars really want to swerve out toward the wall, Chase had to get away from him there.
8th time Martin Truex.
A little bit of yellow fever in the Go Bowling 400. Caution is out for the 4th time. Debris in the back straightaway. That may benefit Chase Elliott. He may well be the free pass. First car 1 lap down in 19th place.
So hanging on right now is the 18 of Kyle Busch.
And I tell you what, that 11 car is in trouble. The 24 car Chase Elliott almost spun him out getting into turn 3 over there. Chase Elliott just drove right into the back of him. Watch this. I think he was expecting Denny to go, and Denny just couldn't go.
Whoa, that was tight. Great driving by both of those individuals.
And then Hamlin gets caught up behind Josh Wise, and Jimmy Johnson goes past.
Interesting here, guys.
Everybody from second row back got 4. Green flag.
Whoa!
No, Johnson's out of it.
Big wreck.
Can't go.
Big wreck going to happen here on the front straightaway.
No, man. You are kidding me?
Look at who came out front, though.
Straight away, pretty well blocked. So here's the restart.
It's a nice jump here.
Yeah, he starts to go, but it looks like when he shifts.
That's where he shifted third.
Third, and it just didn't, something happened.
And then here comes trouble.
It's on from there.
Look who this takes out. The 78, the 4, 47. All these cars piling in there. Nowhere to go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
But of course, 50 laps down, Dillon trying to stay out on the track. And then moments ago on the restart with Jimmy Johnson gambling on the 2 tires with Matt Kenseth. And you talked a little bit about Martin Truex Jr. taking the outside, but there was just nothing. And the moment ago with Joey Logano, nothing drivers could do once they got caught behind that.
No, everybody knows how fast over is. We talk about it all the time. And that banked straightaway, when things go wrong, all the cars want to go from.
We're going to send some Tums over to Miles the Monster. I hope he is now overeaten.
I don't think he can hold any more carnage.
All right. 35 laps to go when they get the green. Here we go.
Contact between the 21 and the 24 on that restart. They got through it okay, of course. Now we're going to have a 3-way battle for the win or for the lead here pretty quick.
Going to be 20 to go when they come back to the line.
Matt Kenseth keeps trying to get down in front of him and block the 42, but he's so loose. Oh, look at this. That's it. That might be a pass for the lead.
Can he clear? Kenseth? No.
Outside quarter. 2 backs, 24. Stay outside on the quarter.
Listen, I would have been clear up right there.
Yeah.
I would have come up, baby.
Oh, Larson got loose right there.
And Chase
and
Elliott.
24.
Look at this.
Oh.
Elliott coming for
Carries
second.
the momentum off of turn 2, makes the move.
Oh, he's going to. Oh, they're going to get together. Yikes.
Larson's like, where
Larson
did that
did
come
not
from?
like that. He didn't like that move.
Chase Elliott was loose off 4 in the low groove.
Larson said, I had this 20 set up, and where did this kid come from?
What can Chase Elliott do with Matt Kenseth?
Oh, wait, we're the same age.
Under the left car of Cole Witt.
Matt Kenseth's got his hands full, buddy.
He does. He's driving
2
the
young
wheels
lions.
off of it. He doesn't have the car that I think the 24 and the 42 have.
No, but he's got the lead, and that's the difference. That's a little bit of clean air. Matt struggles a little bit off turn 2. He seems to be okay in 3 and 4, but he's struggling off turn 2.
Yeah, he's drifting high in the middle of 3 and 4. I still think the 42 has the best car of the 3 of them.
Traffic ahead, single file should not be a factor. And being told to get out of the way. Here comes Kenseth.
Boy, that 42 is going to get into the back of that 24 yet.
He's going to try to use Logano as a pick and give Chase Elliott nowhere to go. And Logano moves up high and clears 2 lanes for the leaders.
Boy, these 2 young guys are fighting it out, man. That's a fight right there.
What a battle for second, and that's just what Matt Kenseth needs to see in his mirror.
Yeah, Matt needs to get a gap and then get some cars between he and the 42 and the 24.
Awesome battle between these 2 young drivers.
Now, if they keep this up, Kurt Busch and Casey Kane will be right on them.
Now, the question is, if the 42 can get clear, which he's not quite clear, the 24. I don't know if the 24 is loose. He just doesn't seem to have the car when he's in front of the 42, but when he gets behind him, this car just comes to life.
I think they're so, oh my gosh, they're so close. Every time they come around the car, I think they're going to hit each other.
All right, now the 42 sort of cleared the 24. Can he run down Matt Kenseth?
I think Matt's driving as hard. He's all he's got. 15 to go, 14 to go.
And Kenseth is quicker by about a 10th.
I think Matt needed some breathing room.
Those guys racing side by side, and I couldn't really get myself a clear lane, and just never could get the run I needed to get on both of them at the same time. So I think Kyle was a little better than Matt, and we just weren't quite enough.
Restart box begins there.
Well,
nice even start.
21 take off maybe a slight second before the 24. He's good. I think he's going to clear him.
3 wide, the restart under review.
Oh, look at this, look at this.
Here goes
3 wide up the middle, the 6.
What a move, Trevor Bayne.
But it isn't over.
No. And Blaney jumped the restart. That is NASCAR's ruling. And it's Trevor Bayne with the lead over Chase Elliott.
Wait, look at this, look at this. He's got a hit on him.
Trevor Bayne is leaning all over him.
Amazing move off of turn 2 for Trevor Bayne to go 3 wide up the middle.
Look at that. Well, we got a little loose.
Look at this, big
Yikes.
run. I think he's going to clear him the way he got this corner panel. He'll probably have him cleared.
Close.
No, he doesn't. Look
Larson
at
tried to pin him down.
He sucked him around. He sucked him
2
around.
to go.
Larson pinned him down to the bottom of the racetrack, and Chase almost went around.
Look who's coming. The 21 of Blaney's coming into the picture.
Just pulled him around, man.
This could get big.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Chase isn't done. He's going to come back.
1 lap to go.
Oh, Blaney says, how about doing that one more time, boys?
He blocks the 21 on the high side.
Oh, this is going to be a run. He's going to
get
have
a
a run
big
down
run
the back.
here.
It's
Now,
going to be huge.
Question is, can he get
Elliott.
beside him, and can he clear it? Don't go to the inside. Go to the outside. There it is. He's going to get him right here.
I think
he's got him.
It's going to be a drag race to the line.
Oh, he's got him.
I think he might have him. He's got the momentum.
Don't wreck.
They touch. They touch. They're sliding. They're banging. Larson got him.
Oh, my goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Got him.
That was amazing. I thought the 24 just had it right there.
He does until he starts
But
getting crowded up the hill.
This reminds me of Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch at Darlington.
Kind of reminds me of Larry and Kyle Petty here a few years ago. Davey Allison. Wow. What a finish.
Well, now Chase Elliott's going to have to depend on that fan vote.
Well, if you could vote right now, I'd for sure give it to him. And the fan vote is in. Chase Elliott is the sprint fan vote winner. Danica Patrick is the fan vote runner-up. These 5 drivers move into tonight's Sprint All-Star race.
That is great, man. Good stuff.
Hello, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Are you ready for the 2016 Sprint All-Star Race?
How's everyone doing?
With Danielle Trotta, I'm Adam Alexander, and we are ready to go.
We can't wait
wait to recap the All-Star race on NASCAR Race Hub Monday, right? 5 p.m. Eastern on FS1. But first, we have to run the event.
So let's meet the drivers going for $1 million. And up first, the 5 that got in today. Here they are right here. We start with those that raced their way in via the Sprint Showdown. The winner of segment number 1, Trevor Bayne from Roush Fenway.
How about his teammate? Won the second segment, Greg Biffle.
And what a thriller in that final segment. Kyle Larson is here with us tonight going for the $1 million.
And winners of the fan vote, my girl, Danica Patrick and Chase Elliott.
Best of luck to those 5 drivers tonight. What a day it's been already. And now the other 15 that will go for the cash tonight in the Sprint All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, making his 18th and final start in this.
With Michael Waltrip, Chris Myers, the gang is all here ready to go racing. 50 laps, and then 13. And earlier, the fan vote, it was great that fans of Sprint NASCAR drivers voted in Chase Elliott and then Danica Patrick right behind Matt DiBenedetto, third on that list. But at least those two are in the race tonight.
Yeah, and we talked to Kyle Larson earlier, and he says, Chase Elliott's not racing me like he thinks he's got the fan vote. He wants to get his way in by winning the All-Star Showdown. He came close to doing just that. What an amazing finish we saw there. I think we all see why the fans love Chase Elliott so much. He's going to be a superstar, and he's so close to getting to victory lane.
Yeah, impressive at age 20, very mature. And the Showdown races, some of the best, the newer format, some of the best racing we've seen in this format. And let's recap earlier today, because it was supposed to go on Friday, and of course rain forced them to go today. This is Michael McDowell at 25 cars to start. Through the grass, brings out a caution on the restart. Trevor Bayne goes on to win segment 1, so he's in the All-Star race. And then Greg Biffle, with the 4-tire advantage from Austin Dillon, had the early lead. Biffle at his 13th straight All-Star race, racing his way in for Roush Fenway Ford. Segment 3, Chase Elliott working through the field. What a finish with Kyle Larson.
And watch this move here. He's high on the high side, then cuts straight to the bottom, splits 2 cars, and takes off toward the leader of the race, Kyle Larson. He gets there, just comes up a bit short. Look at this racing, though. Sideways Chase Elliott goes.
And it wasn't too long ago, last Sunday, when Kyle Larson was trying to get to Matt Kenseth and overtake him, but those are the last 5 in to give us the 20-car field.
Are we sure that's the same car? Did you see it?
Looks
it
like
was
it's in good shape.
Skimming along the wall, and Chase Elliott gnawing on the side of it, smoke flying. Those cars were nearly crashing as they came to the checkered flag. That's how much it means to these racers to be in the All-Star race. When we cranked our engines today for the Showdown races, neither of Jack Roush's Fords were in the big show. Trevor Bayne took care of that with a win, as did Greg Biffle.
Yep, and Greg Biffle, the veteran, getting in. Bayne, by the way, his second All-Star race. Remember, he won the Daytona 500, the major upset. We mentioned 13 straight for Greg Biffle, who is hoping to get back to victory lane. And over the first 12 races of the season, remember, this is a non-points race. This is an All-Star event for $1 million, but Toyotas have won 7 of those 12 races, and the Joe Gibbs Toyota is very dominant, just like Denny Hamlin, who got Toyota its first All-Star win last year.
Yeah, and talk to Carl Edwards down on the grid. He's very confident about his Toyota and how.
Tell you what, Chase has had a pretty solid day here. He's had a good race car. This is going to be really good for a lot of these teams for next week. This is like a test session.
Yeah.
And I like what I'm seeing out of this 24 car.
They will get the green flag as we complete 21. That's 71 laps total. So sometime in these next 15 laps, they're going to have to pit under green for 2 tires. Keselowski's white Ford, Hamlin's black and red Toyota. Here we go. Green flag.
Uh-oh, Hamlin did not go, man. He couldn't get going at all.
Look at 24's 3 wide.
Oh, baby.
Almost 4 wide.
I don't know what happened to Hamlin there, but he didn't take off at all.
I'm not sure how that all worked out the way that it did, but somehow they managed to get through it without wrecking.
Well, it worked out for the Busch brothers. They're side by side for second behind Brad Keselowski. Whoa, Kurt way up the racetrack.
Not good.
About to get crowded.
Not good.
Oh, he's coming to pit road 24. I think he. Oh,
trouble.
Crash.
Matt
Elliott here.
Tony Stewart. Casey came. All torn up.
I think the 24 was thinking to come to pit road right there. When he slowed down, it just stacked them all up.
Guys, a little bit, Tony Stewart, we need to see, make sure he's okay here, because that was a pretty hard lick. He got hit the wall and got hit pretty hard there, so we need to get him out of this car. A lot of smoke. When the net's down, that's a good sign. I think he's okay, but I just wanted to, don't need to take any chances with him.
Now watch Chase Elliott as Tony Stewart climbs out under his own power. Boy, that's good news.
Yeah, he jumped right out of that car. He's fine.
Big round of applause from the crowd for Stewart.
Good for him.
Watch the 24, right side of your screen on the inside.
Starts to wall up here. Looks to me like he's thinking about coming to pit road.
Yep.
Miraculously, he didn't get hit, but further back.
Was there contact between Trevor Bayne and Matt Kenseth? That's the question.
Yeah, he did get a little bit of damage on the right rear quarter.
See the 5 car that really hit Tony Stewart in the left front there. That's what had me a little worried. But yeah. Tony jumped right out of that car. He was fine.
Guys,
what about poor old Matt Kenseth?
Riding with Harvick.
Rolling on the bottom. Watch ahead here. Still rolling. All wrong. Stay. Watch it. It's easy.
I'm almost
My goodness.
Come on.
Either Matt Kenseth snapped loose or he got a bump from Trevor Bayne.
Or he checked up a little bit because he saw the 24 was pitting.
Yep.
And Trevor couldn't see that from behind.
I tell you, the guy in that 4 car did a heck of a job.
Here's the reaction as Stewart hopped out.
Yeah, he looks fine. He got out of the car, no problem. The crowd's giving him a great cheer. Last time he'll be running the All-Star race. And we didn't want to end like this, but at least he's okay. Yeah, Jeff, that 24 car trying to get down on pit lane there, you see he's got damage on the back of the car there. I'm not sure what was going on, why he was trying to get to pit road, but like you said, I think that's probably what he was trying to do for whatever reason.
Vince?
Well, it's kind of been an odd night. The first car pitted in that first segment. I have no idea what was going on. None.
We're trying to figure it out. Thanks, Matt. Glad you're okay.
Yeah, I think it was Greg Biffle that got into the back of the 24.
Yeah, and he had some damage to his left front as well. I think that might end the 24. Any chance? I mean, that's such a crucial part of the race car and the side force, the down force in these race cars. I just don't know what you could do to patch that to keep the car competitive.
You see here, this is where Biffle got into him right here. That's Biffle's left front all torn up. They might be able to repair that, but it's going to take some extra parts to fix that. And the 24 got hit in the right rear with that left front corner right there of Biffle.
Now, we talked earlier that the number of cars running at the end of this segment would have a lot to do with where you wanted to be when this segment ends. Do you want to be up in that group that's going to have to come and get tires and start in the back, or do you want to be in the first group, depending on how many are left?
But I think Alan Gustafson, what he was trying to do is get Chase in there for that mandatory 2-tire stop that would be considered a green stop, while the field was almost still kind of getting up to speed 1 lap after a restart. That's the only thing I can figure out why he was coming to pit road.
That's dangerous, so Larry, with all those cars punched up like that,
obviously.
and you see what happened.
Oh, Matt Yoakum.
What a night.
And Larry Mack touched on it. That's exactly the game plan for the 24. Chase Elliott was actually trying to wave off to the cars behind him that he was pitting, and then you saw what followed.
You know, we see a lot of risk-taking in this race, and it happens with how you drive on the restarts, lane choice, pit stops, pit strategy. And unfortunately, that was one of those risks that did not pay off for this 2014.
Tony Stewart checked at the infield care center and released. And hopefully we can get a word with the Grand Marshal.
He was
of his final sprint All-Star race.
I think we may get more than one word from the Grand Marshal.
All right, Matt.
Hey, catching up with smoke. The 24 of Chase Elliott was trying to wave off to the cars behind him. He was going to pit, but it definitely has been one of those undescribable nights.
I'm as baffled as everybody. I don't know how in the hell we were scored a lap down after they stopped the 20 car and they pit everybody together, lap down and lead lap and lap down. It's the most screwed up all-star race I've ever been a part of. I'm glad this is the last one.
The good news is you're okay.
Yeah, I'm all right, except I'm just madder than hell because I don't understand how in the hell they've officiated this whole thing from start to finish.
Full moon Saturday night.
Hey guys, I may stand corrected again for the evening because the 24 car did a pretty nice job with this repair to the quarter panel.
I think it's better.
There's a chance it might be. Whoa!
Whoa! Gosh!
Oh
Wow,
my
gosh! He almost. Oh my Lord!
So Juan Pablo Montoya on line 2.
Oh my Lord!
Oh my goodness. Larry?
Help us,
Have you
Larry.
worn out your pen
Help
and your
us.
calculator?
If you dare. Yes. We're coming to lap 80. Now remember, this mandatory minimum 2-tire green flag stop has to come before lap 85. So once we get the green, it's going to be pretty much, pit road's going to be flooded over the next couple of laps with all these teams making that mandatory stop.
And that's basically what the 24 was trying to do, is get ahead of the competition on that. So I think now there's going to be a flurry of that same thing happening when this goes green.
But everybody's expecting it this time.
Yeah.
Well, what's Kurt Busch and his team up to from 3rd place?
Here's just a random idea that we pit. As soon as we take the green, we pit the first time in.
Yeah, 10-4, we weren't going to talk about that, but yeah, that's what we were thinking.
10-4, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert indeed. Hey, you might as well have fun with this, right?
Yes.
What any code to that?
You like that strategy?
Yeah, I want a little better strategy than what went on with Chase Elliott right there, though.
Well, everybody's expecting it now, so that might help a little
Again,
bit.
they were trying to get there as the field was getting up to speed, basically 1 lap after a restart.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that what just caused that crash? I mean, that strategy is not great. Chase Elliott's on pit road and cars are crashed because of pitting out of the pack.
You know, Michael,
Spoiler alert.
Hey, Michael, this is the All-Star race, right? We know that not only wild things happen, but nobody checks up in the All-Star race. I mean, you put it to the floor and you go, and you don't want to lose momentum every